Sound of the water reminds me of home.
Home? As in Alona? Here?
Guess I mean more of a place in the mind. How I imagine home could be. No war. Nobody's afraid.
That sounds nice. Can I come with?
When I find it, sure.
Know what my best friend did when I joined the Sun Spears?
Mine cried her eyes out, drank herself silly, and stopped talking to me. What'd yours do?
Signed up to be awakened. Wanted to be sure he wasn't punished for associating with me. Still hoping I'll run into him one of these days. To tell him it's all water under the... well, you know.
Ah! Your golem arm is so cool! It has all those built-in cloaking functions. If that portal malfunction hadn't chopped it up, I'd never have known. Glad you got it back, though.
Thank you. I'm blushing.
Blish has all kinds of stories, don't you, Blish? Why, back in our wild college days...
We're not telling that story.
Oh, come on!
If you do, I'll tell the one about you and the Norn beer and your professor's array of elemental detectors.
That never happened.
He's right. That never happened. And neither did the incident with me and Fun's thaumaturgic Deviliacinator.
Oh, how was I not there for this?
You were studying. It's why your grades were better than ours.
So, not worth missing that.
It's a crime against Alonian biodiversity. I could have gotten a paper out of it.
You know, maybe the broodmother left an egg sac somewhere. One that the commander didn't see.
Yes, you're right. That's quite possible. Blish, can you go look for egg sacs for me?
Do I have to?
It's for science.
All right, I'll do it. But not for science.
What did he mean, not for science? Of course it's for science.
No idea. You're his little brother. Don't you know him better than anyone?
Sorry. No egg sacs.
That's okay. Thanks for looking, Blish.
Plan is, we split up, scout the area, figure out what's happening to our caravans, then meet up at midpoint.
Sounds good. Watch your back when you head out. I won't be with you.
You too. Stay safe.
Why exactly do you hate Hydra so much?
Apart from the stench, the hissing, the scraping sounds, and the wriggling severed heads?
Point taken. Relying on those caravans makes me nervous. Our supply lines could be cut off at any point.
What's the alternative to Dolyaks? Delivery fish? Cargo birds? Corsair cannons? You do know I've never actually eaten my shoes, right?
Of course not. You're too smart for that. And you only have one pair of shoes.
Right. I'm glad we cleared that up. Other people's shoes are a different matter.
I'm glad you received my message, and grateful you chose to come.
When our Spear Marshal calls, we answer. Through your journey, Talcora was watching. She wanted you to know you're worthy of the title of Spear Marshal.
Talcora?
We owe so much to her. She gave us purpose when we had none.
All this time she was... I need to go, Zaim. I have to find out what happened to her. Go. We'll be fine here. Must be tough, meeting legends in the flesh.
I'm still shocked. And then, right when I was beginning to know him, he left.
He'll be back.
He'd better. The questions I have. I'm making a list. What a feat. You led the Sunspears back to their ancestral home.
More like ancestral hiding place. When times are hard, we go to ground. What are you planning to ask when Koss gets back?
Everything.
Well, that's vague.
Where he's been, what he's done, what Milani was like. Is it really true about the Corsairs? What it was like fighting alongside the hero of Nightfall. Can he teach me to fight in the sunlight as well as the shadows? Is he proud of me? Am I brave enough? Does he think I've honored the family name?
I get the picture. You really are gonna ask him everything.
And as I held those explosives, I thought to myself, Farron, what would a hero do? Was it painful? Excruciatingly so. But I'd perform that noble act 1,000 times if it meant keeping my friends safe. Besides, I got more than a few licks in myself. Those brutes will rue the day they crossed Farron, Master of Swords.
Really? That's not what I heard.
Why? What have you heard?
Glad you're back.
So you've seen Talcora?
I have. We spoke, but indirectly.
That can't have been easy for you.
I don't want to talk about it.
Your son here has, all kinds of questions for you.
Really? Let's hear them.
Maybe another time.
Before you ask, Hassan, yes, from everything I've seen, I'm proud of you and how you fought the Forged.
That's... Thank you.
That said, I have some notes. Your backswing, your footwork, and you've really got to work on that battle cry.
Such beautiful sounds, made by such terrible things. I wonder what this would sound like in the mists. How much can ghosts hear, anyway? Wonder if you could make musical instruments from brand crystals. If the brand scar could sing like a harp. Wind would have to be right. This sound, there's something intriguing about it. Musical, lilting, purposeful. Strange. A part of me rings like a bell when I hear the water running over these crystals.
These kids keep chasing Choya. They'll get needles all over. Wish I had something to distract them with. If only I could find a few good books for the children. Books with adventures, pictures, pretty colors. And why stop there? Why not find books for all the refugees? So much is happening all at once. How can I just ask someone to drop everything and look for books? Come here to read a good story. Hey, you there! Stop chasing that Choya. Come read a good book. If you don't know what to do, why not open a book? A story will transport you away from here. Who knew all that theoretical Dragon Lab research would end up in a practicum? Orin can be such a teenager. Teenagers like well-decorated bedrooms, don't they? Orin will love this. It has all her favorite smells. At least I think they're her favorite smells. That's right. Nice and comfy. A great place to take a dragon nap. Ugh. All those years of college-level synergistics, all those all-nighters, and for what? To become a dragon's interior designer? Hey, that actually doesn't sound half bad. I hope Orin comes back soon.
Think the Shatterer ate our caravans?
Hope not. I'm starving. Hey, didn't you see a giant rabbit stabled somewhere?
Pretty sure it belonged to someone.
In tough times, we all have to sacrifice.
Good to see the caravans coming in again.
Yeah, but whew, I forgot how they smell.
Better a bad smell on a full belly than perfume on an empty stomach. That's what my gran says.
Does she really?
No.
I wish we had, an expert here. Someone who could keep us on our toes.
I know what you mean. I don't know how to get better.
Hey! Pick up the pace, swing harder, fight better! You call that a stab?
I never asked for this.
This is horrible.
You there! Less chatter, more focus. How are you gonna take down a dragon when your form's this bad?
Hold still. This'll sting.
Ow! What did you put in that Hydra venom?
Come on. Be the brave warrior I know you can be.
Ow, ow, ow!
Shh. Just 6 more stitches.
This looks bad.
You should see the other guy.
I did. Came in clamped to your arm. Sand eel elvers are vicious.
Why do I sense Balthazar's presence here? I don't understand. Strange times make for strange alliances. I miss working with my brothers and sisters. Balthazar, if any part of you remains, speak to me. I am faithful. I am listening. Please leave. I want to be alone.
These notes I kept. Huh. Good thing I wrote this all down. Wow, I really hated that guy. What did he do again? The upside to being mortal again. There's a limit to how much I have to remember. Like names and birthdays. Odd how many memories live in objects. How many friends I can remember now. Like your room. And what's her name? Is this feeling... Am I feeling nostalgia? How strange. And disturbing.
About earlier, it would be a grave tragedy if you, misunderstood me.
Oh, I understood you clear enough.
Our late murderous master reincarnating right in front of us. Of course, I had to demonstrate fealty. That was the only reasonable course of action. Surely you must see that.
It's true. I certainly won't forget what I saw. It's no palace, but it'll do.
Not enough bones for a proper palace anyway.
Could use yours if you're volunteering. Start a little pile, like Joko's. Right here.
Over my unawakened body? Tell me, how are your awakened enjoying their freedom?
They're not my awakened. They're not anyone's awakened. And they're doing fine.
Then why do you look so drained?
Actually, not that you would understand. It has been a challenge. For them and me. It's one thing to live under constant orders, fearing punishment. A different thing entirely to live in freedom.
I may understand more than you think. Have patience. Change requires time. Be gentle with yourself, because no one else will be. Least of all, me. If you fail, the free awakened will turn to my leadership.
Of course.
What's all this digging for?
We suspect there's something interesting beneath this old cloister.
We have documentation on the rest of Sun's Refuge, but this bit...
It's a mystery, isn't it?
Something about Melandru, lights, prayers. I'm stumped.
Maybe it's a burial place. Or a storeroom. Or a kitchen. Yes, a kitchen.
Hungry, are you?
Have you considered asking a Mordant Crescent? Some of them were Sunspears, after all.
I did. They say this place was here before the Sunspears ever found it.
It predates the Sunspears?
Incontrovertibly.
I wonder who built it, and why.
I achieved.
Stand your ground. And I see something.
Hurry and go get it.
You first.
Right. We should let any gases dissipate.
Wait, did the commander...
Please don't suffocate.
Vemian. To think our rivalry would end that way. You had a soft spot for the weak. Well, I'll be softer. I'll protect everyone you couldn't. Eat that, you old fireball. I still wonder how you got out of that bottle. What makes our magic impervious to the brand? Why did Vemian's magic fail? I must find the answer. Going off and dying and leaving me like that. It'll be ages before I find another suitable nemesis. Well, of course, jackals would be perfect. They're made of the stuff.
Heard you Jinn have a way of surviving the brand.
Some of us do. Sometimes.
How? Know some folks who'd be interested. Like me. I'm very interested.
My research into the arcane realms of Jinn magic and its applications is ongoing. I will apprise you of any progress.
So, should I just wait here? Any day now, Jinn.
No. Brand magic would go through this like a needle. Oh, no. The wielder would collapse along 4 dimensions into a point. A safe, brand-shielded point, but still. In some ways, this spell would be a memorial for a pain-in-the-wisp Jinn who loved humans. For Vemian.
That Master Armorer kitted out the whole Morden Crescent. Think we could get her to work for us?
If she ever stops crying.
And awakened? Crying?
These notes
Do they still have tear ducts?
Huh.
Look at her work. I've only heard of some of those techniques in stories.
Makes you see Awakened differently, doesn't it? They've got decades, even centuries of skill.
Yeah. Dibs on her next helmet.
Hey! What was that noise? Overhead just now.
Probably just another dragon.
Getting more crowded in here every day. Almost stepped on Ambassador Sienna's foot just now.
Ain't it wild? I swear, today I saw a Jinn.
Means all of Alona is pulling together to fight Kralkatorrik. I like our odds.
My grandmother's sick. We brought her with us to get away from the brand, but how long will she last here?
I'm worried about how long any of us will last. Young, old, healthy, infirm.
She's the matriarch in our family. I don't know what we'd do without her.
Life goes on, you know? We find our own ways.
She's not dead yet.
On the bright side.
There's a bright side?
What with the Branded, the Shatterer, the Brandstorms? Bandit activity must be low.
Probably tucked in at home with their families. Lucky sons of Doliacs.
I'm gonna miss my garden most of all. Is that odd?
There's a beautiful apple tree by my house. All gone now. Branded. Or it's worse than the house.
It's funny what the heart holds on to.
Then he says, when you've lived as long as I have, you'll understand. But he's awakened.
Yeah, that's unfair. Plus the whole, look at me, I gave myself up to be awakened so my son could have a good life.
Parents are parents, but sometimes they're parents for too long. Thanks, Joko.
Pact camp's on the move. Meet him at the cliffs. Today, we fight the Shatterer!
We better go.
Our fighting contingent's ready.
To battle!
That's